Chicago Police Department says 797 people were killed in this city last year. That's 25 more than in 2020 and 299 more than 2019. Those hard stats are what's behind one pastor's 100-day campaign to end the cycle of violence by creating safer communities and opportunities for the city's youth.
When you have so many gangs like we have in Chicago who are predators on these young people's and keeping them from living productive lives, you're going to have issues as it relates to violence, as we're seeing.
Pastor Corey Brooks heads Project Hood, a ministry that empowers youth and families. He says the deadly violence in his city is part of a national crisis.
I believe that violence is a lot like cancer as it relates to the fact that if you don't deal with it, it spreads.
Murders in America spiking to the highest rate in 25 years, the closest it's come to the crime wave of the early 90s. Minneapolis had 96 murders last year, one shy of its 1995 record. Los Angeles saw its highest number of homicides in 15 years with 397. And New York reported 488 murders in 2021, the highest since 2011. Back in Chicago, the neighborhood where Brooks's ministry is based was once named the most dangerous block in the city. To change that narrative, Brooks is camping out atop a building in Chicago's South Side in the middle of winter. His goal is to create a community center where kids can learn, play, and thrive.
One, I want to bring awareness to the violence in Chicago so that we can come up with some solutions from around the country. But two, to raise as much money as we possibly can so we can build a center that is focused on just that, solving the issues of violence and poverty, helping to change the trajectory of individuals' lives so that they're not participating in gangs, so that they're not likely to be a shooter or to be shot.
Brian Alexander credits Brooks and his ministry for helping him avoid that path.
It was proof positive of how dynamic God's grace really is on a person, right? So to be able to be as close to Pastor Brooks as I have been for years, even before, I really began to develop my own personal relationship with Christ, so to kind of see him through those eyes.
Alexander, who earned both a political science and law degree, now works with Project Hood, helping lead the next generation.
It's one of the really great things that Project Hood provides is community, and just belonging and just being, and just being in a good environment. I think I just really needed to see someone lead in the way that he leads.
Pastor Brooks believes that the church has the power to change the atmosphere of the city and bring peace to its people.
I really do believe this with all my heart. If all the churches in Chicago would just all out blitz with the gospel, especially with the children and teenagers, we can see things change instantly and in the years to come. I think the church is the hope of the world.
Meanwhile, this pastor is fasting and praying and hoping to leave the roof on February 28th with the funds to build his community center and begin rebuilding lives. Charlene Aaron, CBN News.